Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. We have an amazing individual. In fact, her whole family is amazing. She has daughters who excel in every field you can imagine. She has been someone who has been a massage therapist. She also has been a doula assisting, I don't know how many births at this point. Sherri could let you know, but she's also been a very successful wellness entrepreneur in a company called Nikken. And Sherri is going to help you to understand this evening what it is about this amazing company, its products, its business opportunity, its wellness community, its philosophies that allow people to really be and be more in every way to live truly what is an empowered life and feel good every day. And so I'm going to invite Sherri Danzig in just a moment to take the stage. I want to give everybody a reminder. We have a special Entrepreneurs Being More about AI this evening. And if you would like to join that, it's going to start right when Sherri's call finishes. I put the link in the chat if you want to copy it. It's also in WhatsApp, in Nikken Core Consultant, and in Telegram. So if you don't want to copy it here, you can just find it, scroll up a little bit. It was posted today. But what we'll be doing is going over some of the concepts Ali Susumi, our global marketing director, shared at our last Entrepreneurs Being More on Thursday. And we're doing a follow-up tonight at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30 p.m. Eastern to give people kind of a workshop on, and we'll follow along and do everything slowly together, and it'll be really fun. So join us. That'll be right after this call finishes. I put the link, it is a different link in the chat. Sherri, let's learn about how people can create a balanced, healthy life and feel good every day.
Let's do it. Okay. All right, you guys. So let's get started. Hold on, let me make sure that it looks like everything is ready to go. So, balanced life, happy life. We're going to pass through that. Okay. So we are talking about, I love that we're talking about balance because I think I haven't met a human being who doesn't want more balance in their life. And this woman is a great representation to kick this off because she's got a song to sing. She looks like she is having a great time. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're going to talk to you about is this idea of feeling good every day, having more balance in your life. The realities are, however, that modern life creates stress. We know that. Nobody's going to get escape having some stress. Most of the stress that comes has to do with, quite frankly, I think finances is probably up there at the top, financial worries, but concerns about health, which can be also trigger financial kinds of things, not having enough time, having too many things on your plate, and on and on and on. So the real world is out there stressed out. We want to offer solutions. So that's what tonight is going to be all about. So let's start with this company, our company's philosophy. This company is called Nikken, and this is their 50th year. And they have had this right from the very beginning. The company was started with this principle of creating more balance in your life. And I love that when you see this circle here, this chart, to see that there's not one of these five areas that are more important than the other. They're all equally, and this is about creating balance. So the idea is to have a healthy body, healthy mind, healthy family, healthy society where you're giving back, and of course, healthy finances. And the idea is that if any one of these areas, maybe a few of those areas, are way out of balance for you, it affects the whole wheel, right? So you're going to run a little flat throughout all of these areas if there's any one of them out. So while we're talking, if you wouldn't mind, think about, especially if you haven't thought about this in a while, what would be one or two areas that are particularly important to you? Perhaps this year it changes from year to year, but what are you really focusing on right now? Keep that in mind as we go through this presentation. So when you're thinking about wanting to make changes, you want to create more balance in one of those areas, it can feel like, well, there's this giant thing that I have to do. But this is really a demonstration of what really happens, the way big changes happen. It's not with big big changes happen not necessarily with big things that you have to do. It's small choices, it's new habits that you do consistently over time. And so if you think about some things that are big things that you're going to want to tackle, maybe it's going to take a couple of years to get there. But just keep that in mind that you can make huge changes. Maybe you're not happy with your financial situation. Small changes, new habits over time, you'll get there. Let's just look here about, again, what the issue is in the world. And we're comparing North America to Japan because Nikken had its beginnings in Japan. And so it's a very different philosophy. And you can see these numbers here. You can see that Canada and the US fall way short compared to Japan. You can see that people from Japan live a lot longer. They spend about a third of the cost to live longer. And the reason they do that is because in Japan, they spend 90% of every dollar on prevention, only 10% on intervention. And unfortunately, in the US and probably in Canada as well, our mindset's very different. We're mostly focused on a sick care system. And so traditionally, we've spent 90% on intervention and way too small. That's only 10% on prevention. And so we're part of the solution is to change that number. So a little bit more here of what is going on, what risk factors play into you not being well. And you can see a demonstration here. Stress we already talked about. Poor sleep is really at the top where people don't get good sleep or enough sleep. Environmental challenges, toxins in our air and our water, not eating well, not having good nutrition. And then this last category is probably kind of new, and it's the electromagnetic electrosmog. And that's like the Wi-Fi and all the frequencies that are unnatural that we are bombarded with create stress. So all of these things, the good news is that all of these things are in our control to fix. So, what is the answer? The answer is about taking responsibility for your health, really investing in prevention, really focusing on self-care. And I love this slogan: "Be healthy by choice, not by chance." Because if you leave it to chance, you're probably not going to be so healthy. I like to bring this up here that I work with a chiropractor who she calls her people that she sees not patients, but participants. And I think right there it sets this whole mindset that we all want to be participants in our own well-being. So again, as I said, Japan is where all of this got started 50 years ago. And this is a company that right from the beginning has been very much mission directed, very much purpose directed with this whole idea of five pillars of wellness. And again, it's about healthy body, mind, family, society, and finances. And we have a training and also a motto about humans being more. So some people have said that we are a personal development company because we have this pursuit of more balance in our lives with a compensation plan.
Do you ever have days where everything in your life feels in balance? When your mind is clear and your body feels in tune with nature? When everyone in your family is healthy and happy? When you belong to and support a warm, loving community? When you have a stable income and no debt? Mind, body, family, society, finances. Nikken calls these five areas of our lives the five pillars of wellness. We help you cultivate balance in all five areas of life with the tools that build your wellness home. Because to breathe is to live, we focus on clean air. Because water is life, we focus on pure water. Because healthy food nourishes strong bodies, we focus on nutrient-dense organic ingredients. Because everyone needs restful sleep and energy to feel joyful, we focus on rest, relaxation, and magnetic support. And to keep you as youthful looking as you feel, we focus on naturally sourced marine organic skincare. Our vision is to share the five pillars of wellness with everyone. And we want to spread the word throughout the world. Because once you achieve a balanced lifestyle, wouldn't you want to help everyone you know to achieve the same wonderful life of active wellness? That's what we offer everyone who is part of our global wellness community. Join Nikken to build your wellness home and live a life in balance. Discover it, live it, share it.
So the video was great. I love that video. And so you heard some principles. So we are all about sharing it, discovering it, sharing it, living it, and that it is this wellness lifestyle. And so what you also saw were the different dimensions that we're going to keep going into, but this whole umbrella idea is about creating a wellness home. How about that? So the wellness home is based on a principle of biomimicry. And this is an old concept with the company because it's a very Japanese concept, but the word biomimicry has really just come along in the last couple of years. But it's a study of nature and how nature has an impact. And it's a very Japanese thing to capture the energies, the natural energies of nature and bringing it indoors. And so all of the technologies that Nikken has created are all about that. They're not just filtering, it's about what you put back to create the best in all these areas. So let's get a little bit further here.
In a world constantly evolving, we've found inspiration in nature's timeless solutions, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered, readily available outside our doors. This is biomimicry, the art of learning from and emulating nature's brilliance, solving our problems and creating sustainable solutions. Nature is our guide, offering forms more efficient than we ever imagined, processes ahead of cutting-edge technologies and systems refined over billions of years. The human body is a highly sophisticated biological system that has evolved to be efficient, adaptive, and resilient. Incorporating principles of biomimicry for human body functions not only leverages the efficiency and adaptability of natural systems, but also aligns with the broader goals of sustainability and environmental harmony. In a natural environment, the spring water is filtered, purified, and filled with minerals that are essential for maintaining optimal functions in our body. The emulation of these natural compositions generates an exceptional source of the ideal water that every cell in our body needs for smart hydration. The Earth's magnetic field influences organisms in many ways: navigation, finding their way, or even for communication. By using magnetic and massage stimulation, we are seeking to influence the body's natural responses to restore balance and support in our increasing stressful world. Air abundant in negative ions can be experienced as a fresh air feeling, such as the revitalizing air near waterfalls and forests. Ionization technologies enhance indoor air quality and overall wellness, bringing pure air to our home. Ceramic reflective fibers work like the sun's spectrum, bringing this comforting technology to our homes. Using energy from our bodies and the environment, these fibers gently reflect a soothing warmth, promoting a sense of well-being for less stress, restful sleep, and vital energy. Our overall approach aims to bring balance in the 5 pillars of wellness by bringing nature into your home. Together, we can make a better world where we not only survive, but thrive. And you, how do you connect with nature?
So that was great because you got to hear a little bit about the products and see them in action. And what is so cool about this company is that they're simple products. They make common sense because it's about creating this wellness environment, which we call it's like a greenhouse for humans, because we know a greenhouse for plants is about optimizing all of these areas. So the wellness home is optimizing your air quality, your water quality, both drinking and bathing, your sleep quality, having a real high caliber of nutritionals, and then also having daytime energy products. So that's what creates this whole wellness home. So you can see here some more pictures of the different areas that what we consider are five vital areas, that all of these that we need. And I think you can agree, what could you possibly leave out of this equation? Because we need all of these things to live a vibrant life. So stories is what really tells the story. So I'm going to ask, I don't have anybody that I grabbed ahead of time, but does anybody want to just quickly raise their hand and share a story? It could be a new story. There's some new folks on here that haven't heard your stories, but I'd love to hear a product story or two. I'm going to pick on you if you don't. Mary Bowser, I'm looking right at you.
Thanks, Sherry. It's funny you talk about a new story. I've always enjoyed the Nikken products as they've come out. And one of the things that's just come around recently, um, I tend to have a gardening problem, and that's finding poison ivy where I didn't expect it. And so, of course, you commit back into the house. What do I do? What do I do? And our CM cream is absolutely amazing. But first, I washed the area with our Pine Mag water to make sure it was nice and clean and there was no more residual oil on my skin. And then it's taken a couple of applications of CM cream to take care of the resulting um,
Mhm.
all the results from the experience. But in that, I was just reminded, oh my gosh, thank goodness I live in a wellness home where I have some things really quickly at my disposal.
Thanks, Mary. Yeah, absolutely. We could share stories for the next couple of hours, quite frankly, and you'll hear at the very end. But on Wednesday nights, we do a brand night and we dive into particular products or product category, and we share experiences and stories on that. So you can join us for there. I don't know who you are, 301, but I see you raised your hand. If you want to share a quick story, go right ahead. You got to unmute though. Okay, well, I'm gonna.
I think that's Patrick, Sherry.
Okay. Just in the interest of time, I'm gonna keep moving on. I will tell you a new story for me is that I went out to play tennis recently. I had been not playing for a while and I tweaked my knee and I walked around with a knee wrap, which has this fabulous technology that sends this warmth deep to the knee. And I had a magnet on there and within a few days it was gone. And I heard it really bad. So, like you said, Mary, it's so great to have these products at hand. You just figure out, if I hadn't had the little magnet, I might have even taken an insole and wrapped that around my knee because these products work like that. You can just be creative in how you can use them. So here we go. Okay. So the water is featured here because I think it's a good place to start with your wellness home. I think we're most, of society is aware that we need to be drinking water and the whole bottled water. You may not know the bottled water industry has done a really good job of convincing people that bottled water is better. It's not oftentimes, and it's expensive and it's terrible for the environment. So this waterfall, if you're new looking at this, talk to whoever invited you to hear about the water because this is a great place to start to get water that is inspired by Mother Nature. It's a phenomenal system and very affordable. So when you go on to the website and you're looking perhaps to start as a customer or consultant, either one, this is what you're going to see, all these different categories. So you can see we're not only focused on a few things, we really have a very broad scope to create this whole wellness arc of how to really impact your wellness lifestyle. And we have packs, and the packs are great because it helps you to stay focused. If you want water, not just water, but also the shower system. We have the middle energy pack. It's got things that you're going to use during the day, sitting on magnets, wearing magnets, feet on the grounding pad, insoles, all of these different products. And then the sleep, of course, is huge. That is really the foundation of good health. And you save 10% when you get a pack on these, so that's exciting. So You get to discover it as a customer, you live it, and then if you would like, you can upgrade. It's very inexpensive and easy to upgrade to be a consultant, which means you want to share it with some people, or you want to really go to town and create a whole business, wellness business, be a wellness entrepreneur. It's your timeline, your decisions, and you can do that as you continue to learn more and more information. So let's talk now. We're going to switch gears and we're going to talk a little bit about the business model because as I said earlier, finances is the biggest stressor. And let's look at what most people do. So most people are employees, they have a job, or you might be a doctor of some kind, or myself being a massage therapist means you're self-employed. It means you own a job. But what you have going on there is that you are trading your time for money. And it's difficult to create wealth in that model because you only have so much time, right? And so if you look at the statistics here, 5% of the wealth is created trading time for trading your time for money. And 95% of the population contributes to that, but only 5% of the wealth. Let's look on the other side of the slide. So you get to add value when you become a business owner or an investor, because now what you're using is leverage. And by leverage, I mean you're using other people's time. So you're creating multiple streams of income and you get to do more with a little bit of time because now you're helping other people and creating a team and leverage. And in doing that, you're building what is considered a network marketing model. Now, it's up to you how you participate in this business. You can start as a retail model. You could always stay as a retail model. And with that, your income goal is usually around $500 and you're earning about 30% up to 30%. So another way to do this as the business is to have a small business model. So that's when you're sharing the products in the business with a small group of people, not really making it a big time focus, and you get up to 40%. And then for those that are interested in really replacing an income, you can follow the network marketing model where in this case, you're paid 6%, but on 6 levels. So this is where residual income starts, where you're helping people to become leaders, to become leaders, to become leaders. So look at this diagram here. The kind of the nugget in this square here is you with a few customers and a few partners. And as that starts to grow, that's 6% in 6 generations, what starts to happen is you start building leaders who build leaders who build leaders. As I said, this is where the exponential growth can happen. So you can have a handful of people and create a really huge network globally through this intention. And this is such an old proverb of the seeds in an apple. We know basically there's 2 seeds in every apple, but when you plant these seeds or when you invest in people that you've have brought into the business under yours and other people's tutelage, you have no idea how many apples it's going to create, what a huge team it can create. So we have a very simple model. We're very familiar with Amazon and Uber, the fact that they have platforms that, work from a phone and it works very, very well. We know that. Nikken has the same thing. It's all you need is a simple device and you can build your business anywhere through the little nuggets of your time. You could be sitting on the beach in Tahiti or wherever this fabulous place is, or you can simply be in between seeing clients, customers, your lunch hour, whatever it is. You can build this business anywhere. Just have to have a device and be able to connect with people. And you can see here this complete e-commerce suite, basically signing up is right at $40. So it's not a big investment to get started at all. So what do you do when you decide you want to do the business? What is your job? What is your role? Well, you first join. So, and you might have started as a customer and then you can upgrade as a consultant. But really, the main thing we're doing is we're sharing. We're sharing and promoting education, just like tonight and the brand night to let people have more information, connecting them, inviting them to your home or to your business or whatever. You can be creative. I've done wine, water, and wellness events, which are a lot of fun that people come and to come and learn. So you're inviting people, you're sharing, promoting, Nikken does the heavy lifting. They're the ones that are doing the inventory, the research and development, the customer service, all of that stuff that a business owner really doesn't want to do. If you love people, you want to stay in front of people. And so Nikken does all that kind of stuff, and then they reward you many different ways throughout the month for you sharing and growing the business. So it's about growing, planting seeds, and then waiting for things to prosper. We call this the perfect gig. Why? Because it's an easy integration into your life. Most people that start this business already have a lot of plates spinning. They have a lot of things going on in their business. I know I personally did when I joined. I was a mother of three little girls and I had a full-time massage practice. I did not have a lot of extra time, but I used that model of little, times here and there, little 5 minutes and 15 minutes times in my schedule and started to connect with people and it built from there. And we have a turnkey system. So you don't have to go out and recreate the wheel. We have great training, great support. So you're going to be guided along the way. It's a low cost of entry. As you saw, it's $40 to get started, and then you're investing in your own wellness and your own wellness home. You get leadership development is all throughout. There's no shortage of training and support is what I'm going to say. And the rewards that come are in so many ways. What is that? Benjamin Franklin, we like money, and there's also incentive trips and lots of other ways that you get rewarded. So, and though if you're brand new looking at this, these silver, gold, platinum, and diamond are not going to really mean anything. That's okay. They're steps of leadership. It's about representing the team that you're building. And the idea here is, again, you don't do this alone. So if you've never been an entrepreneur, you're in good hands. We support you, and we're a community that collaborates. We don't compete with each other. So this is what our global wellness entrepreneur community looks like. And we invite everybody to join as the community, whether it's as a customer or as a consultant. So let's look here where we've been and where we're going, because I think it's really important to see this. We've been in the company's been around for 50 years, as I said, but we've been in the US and North America for 35 years. So in the first 35 years, the company did 4 billion, which was a good number, but if you look at it, it's a very tiny percentage of the population. So, and that was mostly from boomers. So boomers are when we were in our 30s and 40s, we started going, we got some aches and discomforts here. And so that's what really grew this first, years, 35 years. But now it's the Gen X and the millennials who are getting to that age. So that's where we're looking now. And so we're in a growth trajectory to be at 5%. That's a huge number to go from 1% or just over 1% to 5%. Imagine where we'll be when we hit 15%. The world is getting more and more savvy about wellness. In North America it's slow, but it's happening. And so who knows where this is going to grow? It depends on you and what you want to participate with. But again, the message here is to discover it. Start as a customer, start your own wellness home, start enjoying the technologies. And then you can upgrade if you'd like and be a consultant. And that means you're sharing with people in your community, your friends, family, people that you work with. And then the whole idea here is that the opportunity is here to become a community builder and truly a wellness entrepreneur. And they're having the most fun. That's the most fun for sure. So, as I said, we have brand night on Wednesday nights, so come join us for that. So, I'm going to stop the share. Again, this is this whole mission. Boy, I ran through this. I don't think I've ever finished it under 30 minutes. I was committed. So, is there anybody that would love to share a business story? Because I'd like to just leave us on, what your experience has been on some aspect of the business for those that are sharing. And if nobody raises their hand, I'll share my story, but I'd love to hear from someone else. Don't be shy. Barbara Richmond.
I'm going to share a slightly different aspect of the business.
Okay.
My husband and I started Nikken together, and we were building a business, very pleased with our results. It was easy to share the technologies, and people saw the opportunity. Unfortunately, I lost my husband very suddenly, and my mind had nothing to do with building the business, but I continued to service my customers throughout that time. But because of the business that we had built up to that point, I received a paycheck every single month from Nikken in the years that I was taking to heal myself mentally and adjust to my new reality. And when I was ready, then I came back and started building again. But the company is just so strong. And even when we had postal strikes, they were never, ever late with a payment. If there was a postal strike, it came by courier. And of course, now it's just automatic deposit. But in their 50 years, they've never been late with the commission checks, ever. So I think that speaks really highly of a company and that we can be proud to be associated with them.
Yeah. Thank you, Barbara. I couldn't agree more. The integrity of this company they haven't missed a beat. They are truly a big company with a family sense, and you don't lie to your family and get away with it. This company is they treat everyone as if it's family, and I couldn't agree more. As a massage therapist, I was working really, really hard, as I said, with three little girls. When I started my business, I had very little time that I had to figure out ways to build it. And it kind of blew my mind when I was within the first 6 months of my business and I had taken off for 3 weeks to be at the beach. And because I had the time freedom. But I was kind of freaking out because there was no financial freedom every time we had gone to the beach in the past, because if I wasn't working, I wasn't earning any income. And so that first time at the beach, when I had started my Nikken business, I had a team growing, and I actually made more money than I had before doing all the massage I was doing every month. And that was because of my team growing. So this whole idea of leverage, this whole idea of working with a team and working on a mission is a very, very sweet way to figure out how to make a bigger impact in your life and lots of others. So, with that, I'm going to call this a good night. I encourage you to keep learning about what Nikken has to offer. If you're looking at this, reach out to the person that invited you. The brand night, if you didn't catch this, is the same exact link that you came on for tonight. Um, I wish I could tell you exactly what we're going to be talking about tomorrow night, but it'll be good. I don't remember, but it'll be something really good and you'll hear great stories. So thanks everyone. Don't forget about the training. If you're interested, that's on AI training. Jeff has put the link in the chat and it's on WhatsApp. Good night.